Let's go Dolphins! Big moves are happening behind the scenes, serious talks about the quarterback position, and rumors about a complete overhaul of how the franchise is run, from top to bottom. The new coaching staff isn't here to maintain the status quo. They're here to shake things up, and what I've discovered points to bold decisions that could have a huge impact on the fans. From Tua Tagovailoa's fate to Bobby Slowick's unexpected rise, and Jeff Hafley's frank and revealing comments, this isn't just a simple offseason. This could be the start of a franchise transformation. Before I explain everything, if you're a true Miami Dolphins fan, someone who lives and breathes this team, click the like button right now. Let's flood this video with aqua and orange. And if you followed this team through thick and thin, through disappointments and miraculous plays, leave a comment saying, "Go Dolphins! We're coming to the Super Bowl." Get ready, because what I'm about to tell you is going to cause quite a stir among all Dolphins fans. The hiring of Jeff Hafley and the promotion of Bobby Slowick have created a fascinating dynamic at the top of the Dolphins coaching structure. These aren't just football minds. These are individuals with shared history, trust, and proven development track records. Hafley, speaking candidly, revealed a deep trust in Slowick, going all the way back to their days together in San Francisco when Bobby was a defensive quality control coach and Hafley was overseeing the DBs. That connection, forged in grinded-out NFL trenches, matters. Why? Because Hafley's going to be fully focused on running the defense come game day. That means Bobby Slowick will essentially have the keys to the other side of the room, full autonomy to lead the offense. And this isn't a leap of faith. Hafley stressed how important it is to have someone you've gone through hard times with. They've been battle-tested. He's seen Slowick's evolution from a defensive role to an offensive mind shaped under Kyle Shanahan, one of the most respected offensive architects in the game. And it's not just theory, Slowick has results. He helped take the Houston Texans to the playoffs and developed C.J. Stroud into the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's huge. That tells us that this coaching staff isn't interested in just riding out the season. They're building something sustainable, something long-term. And that brings us to one of the most polarizing figures in this entire offseason, Tua Tagovailoa. Hafley mentioned that his first conversation with Tua wasn't about football at all. It was about family, connection, and getting to know the man, not just the quarterback. That's great and shows an emotional intelligence that fans can appreciate. But don't let the warm vibes fool you. The message about the QB position is loud and clear. According to Hafley, we'd be crazy not to look, whether it's in-house, free agency, or the draft. That's not a lukewarm stance. That's a flashing red light telling you that the Dolphins are keeping all doors open. And when Dan Marino, a legendary voice of the franchise, is saying that the team needs to bring in real competition at the quarterback position, man, it just hits different. Marino didn't call for replacing Tua outright. In fact, he praised him, saying, he was excellent guy, human being. But even he didn't dismiss the idea of shaking things up in the QB room. So, let's read between the lines. Competition is not just a buzzword, it's a philosophy. It's the theme echoed by coaches, assistants, analysts, and now a franchise icon. And if everyone's talking about it, then you better believe the front office is exploring every scenario. Is it the draft? Could it be someone like Drake May or another young talent? Could it be a vet looking for a shot? Could Malik Willis, mentioned by name, come in and push for a spot? All we know is this: the Dolphins are not handing out starting roles based on contract size or past reputation. That era is over. There's also the matter of control over the 53-man roster. Chris Greer held that power until he was let go last October. Now, the reins are in the hands of Sullivan. That's not a minor footnote, that's a shift in the way this team operates. With Sullivan now holding the final say over who makes the roster, every player's status is under the microscope. And that includes big names. You think being a first-round pick or a high-dollar signing makes you safe? Not anymore. Hafley also laid out a philosophy that, quite frankly, this team has been missing for years. He emphasized the importance of development, truly turning low-round picks into valuable contributors. He used Zay Flowers as a prime example, someone who came in as a two-star recruit and left Boston College as a first-rounder. That's the kind of eye for talent and development that the Dolphins desperately need if they want to survive the salary cap era while still fielding a contender. Because let's be real, you can't pay everyone. You're going to drop the bag for your franchise QB, your edge rusher, maybe your top receiver or tackle, but the rest of your depth chart has to be built on smart drafting and elite development. That's where Hafley's college experience actually becomes a massive asset. And it's why there's optimism that this staff might finally be able to build something sustainable, rather than just chasing wins year by year. But this also creates real tension, because if Tua isn't the guy, and they don't trust him enough to commit, then what's the plan? Do you eat the cap hit and cut him? Do you trade him and hope you get value? Or do you roll the dice one more year and see if he can finally take the leap that so many believe he's capable of, but just haven't seen consistently? This is the moment of truth for the Dolphins. The decisions made over the next few weeks will define not just this season, but possibly the next 3 to 5 years of this franchise. And that brings us to the second layer of this massive offseason puzzle, a layer filled with implications, politics, legacy, and cold hard strategy. While the Dolphins front office is doing its best to keep things measured and professional, make no mistake, What's happening right now is as close to a quarterback crossroads as this franchise has seen since Dan Marino hung up his cleats. Let's break down what's really happening here. The tone set by Hafley in his comments wasn't just philosophical, it was strategic. He made it clear that the Dolphins are going to evaluate everything at the quarterback position. And the fact that he said this out loud, in public, is a message not just to fans or media, but directly to the quarterback room itself. This isn't about creating chaos, it's about creating urgency. It's about lighting a fire under a player who's shown flashes of brilliance but has yet to fully deliver when it matters most. The question is, can Tua handle that kind of pressure? Because if not, the Dolphins have already laid the groundwork to bring in someone who can. Dan Marino's own quote said it best. You have to have competition. That's probably where the Dolphins have to go in that direction. When you hear that from someone like Marino, someone who was once the guy in Miami, it carries weight. He's not saying this lightly. He knows what it means to lead this franchise, and he also knows what it looks like when a quarterback has full command of the team. If Marino is suggesting competition, it's because he doesn't believe the current setup is strong enough on its own. Now, let's talk scenarios. The Dolphins could look at the 2026 draft to find their next guy, but that's risky unless they're planning to trade up or already have someone circled on the board. They could go for a proven veteran in free agency, but again, there's cap math to deal with. Cutting Tua creates a massive cap hit. Trading him might give you back some value, but it also signals a full reset at the position. Or, they could keep Tua, but bring in a high-level backup, a real threat to his job. Someone like Malik Willis, who was mentioned during Marino's interview. Willis hasn't had the easiest path in the NFL, but with the right coaching and system, there's potential. Potential that might push Tua to elevate his game or step aside. Because here's the reality Dolphins fans don't want to hear, no matter how likable or talented Tua is, the NFL is a production business. And if your QB isn't delivering wins when it matters, you're stuck. Hafley even said it himself, the league is structured in a way where a few key contracts eat up your cap space. That means your quarterback has to be either elite or on a rookie deal. Anything else, and your roster starts falling apart at the seams. So when you hear Hafley talking about development, about taking late-round picks and turning them into studs, that's not just good football talk. That's economic survival in today's NFL. That's how you build the kind of team that doesn't just hope for a Super Bowl run, but expects it. And speaking of the Super Bowl, don't think the Dolphins aren't watching. They see what these playoff teams are doing. They see the edge, the depth, the quarterback play under pressure. It's no coincidence that the teams playing deep into January have elite development programs, front offices that hit in the draft, and coaching staffs that extract every last ounce of potential from their rosters. That's what Hafley is promising. That's what Bobby Slowick is being trusted to deliver. And that's why control of the 53-man roster being handed to Sullivan is such a critical detail. This isn't just about who starts week one. It's about the blueprint. It's about building something that doesn't fall apart after one injury or one bad Sunday. Because let's be honest, we've seen that happen before. Far too often. This is a team that wants to build a championship window that stays open, not one that closes the minute a Pro Bowler signs somewhere else or someone tweaks a hamstring in week 7. So where does that leave Tua? He's still on the roster. He's still the quarterback, for now. But there's no more comfort zone. No more benefit of the doubt. The entire vibe around the team has shifted from hope to prove it. Hafley's not going to wait around. Slowick isn't going to scheme around limitations. This is an NFL staff with standards, and if you don't meet them, someone else will. That might sound harsh, but Dolphins fans, you've been asking for this. You've wanted accountability. You've wanted to stop hearing next year and start hearing Super Bowl. Well, here it is. The Dolphins are finally acting like a team that's serious about winning now, and that means every player, from the QB1 to the last guy on special teams, is going to be evaluated with one question in mind. Does this player help us win a championship? If the answer is yes, they stay. If it's no, they're gone. Simple as that. So, here's the final thought. No matter how much we as fans care about certain players or narratives, this league doesn't wait for anyone. And the Dolphins? They're finally catching up to that mindset. Whether it's Tua, Malik Willis, or rookie, or someone we haven't even thought of yet, this quarterback room is going to be different next season.